Good morning guys and welcome to Aruba, another lovely sunny and windy day in Aruba. It's beautiful. How you doing? So today I've not decided to do a vlog but yet an educational video. I will be carrying you through the processes that how I tackle my audio within my video editing program. Now the reason why I'm making this video is because there are some other vloggers out there that I do follow. I do see certain potential problems that they're filming with their cell phones, or sometimes with their GoPro, or sometimes with different things. Anyways, the point is that the audio from certain videos are not that, it's like all over the place. Sometimes like, what did he just say? And then it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You turn it down the TV volume or the laptop volume or whatever device you're on, and it's like there's no type of constant volume level. So what I'll be doing today is I'll show you guys some of the plugins that I use personally. I personally use Adobe Premiere. However, you can apply this to Final Cut Pro, also Sony Vegas, and any type of other video editing software out there that would actually allow you to have those components in it. I'll show you what components I'm talking about. I will be speaking about third-party plugins that I use within my audio mixing environment, that I also use within my video editing environment as well. But I'll also show you some modules within Adobe Premiere that would actually do the same trick or get you to the same results that you need to get to. And these procedures could actually be applied to other video editing software as well. So let's not hold up anymore, let's get to the computer. Right, so this is one of the projects that I have. Guys, again, if you can't see this, I'm sorry. I'm gonna see if I could get my hands on a screen capturing application that would actually get this, so you all could see that better at home. But for the meantime, bear with me, okay? So basically I have Adobe Premiere, the last one that came out, or the last update. Let me see if y'all could see this. Drag it over here. Oh man, doesn't want to go. I have Adobe Premiere Pro version 2017.0.2 version 11. Now the way I do my stuff basically is like, I import all of the footage and music and pictures and all that stuff, and I make bins, and obviously you could see how messy this could get. I basically put everything in bins so I could have some sort of oversight and organized environment, so I don't go nuts and trying finding stuff. So after I'm finished done editing what I want to for you like to see, basically I would start with music. This will be my music track, and this is all my audio track, and this will be my video track. That's my video. This would be either text or a picture. These up here, these small pink ones, if you guys can see that, that's a picture actually. And this is my audio. It's Irie for tonight and tomorrow night and chaos. And this is where I put my music. Hopefully y'all could hear that. Right, so basically what I like to do is basically have I'm saying basically a lot, ain't I? Anyways, what I would like to do is have the footage that I import from the camera, which you all are on seeing me from now, is I would have them linked and just edit them as a group source. So once that's done, I'll put my music and try to edit to that type of music, like example for like here. See you guys in a bit, alright? See, like it cuts to the accent of the music. So here comes the fun part. After I'm done with how I would like the video to be seen, I would go up here in this workspace. They have the color, you have assembly, editing, color, effects, and audio. I would come into audio, and then basically I would go to the audio track mixer that has this. You need to have this layout here, okay? This is very important. So basically each vlogger, what I've seen what they're doing is that they would go into individual snippets of the audio on this lane here that I'm soloing this, and they would increase the gain here, the level, this right here. They would increase this individually. Now that's too much work. That is way too much work. My work around it is that, you know, if you have a single element such as audio from yourself or from the camera that is constantly only going to be that specific audio, again, it's all about the way you work and organize your files and your lanes, obviously your audio lanes. I have only one for music and one for my voice and the camera's mic that I have on top of there. Again, so what I will do, I will go into the audio, and I suggest everyone do this to save you time. You could have your vlogs out way much more faster. You would go into not audio clip mixer, but the audio track mixer. If you just scroll left to right above here, you'll get all these different tabs. So you go to audio track mixer. I'm not sure what this is. It's inside of Final Cut Pro. Excuse me. But what you will do inside of Premiere Pro is that there is a small little button there, like a little arrow right here where the mouse is, and here we could import, or you could actually attach a module from either Premiere Pro or one of your third-party plugins, you know, stuff like that. So what I normally use is the plugins from Waves. Waves is actually the company that, let me see if I can pull that up for you here. Right, these guys. If it would open, there we go. This is the company that I use for plugins, you know, that I use in my audio mixing environment for, you know, some of the professional services that I use or that I give to the public or that I offer to the public, or you catch what I mean, right? So I use Waves majority of the time, and their products are actually good. So I'm back here in the windows from audio, the audio workspace. Now again, I only have 2 audio lanes, and I try to keep them as minimum as I can possibly can. Obviously, yes, you can put another one down here for effects and all that type of nice stuff, but I like, again, organization is key when you're working with audio or video or anything like this. You need to keep your stuff organized. Again, tip, I always use 1 lane for the mic that comes from the camera. Tip 2, I always keep my music separate away from the audio of the camera. That way I could control the effects properly and actually put the modules on the proper lanes that will help me mix things out properly and makes it sound good for you guys. Third, keep the effects separate if possible. Again, organization is key here. So without further ado, let's go check out the plugins. So on my voice plugin here, Audio 1, I use a ultra maximizer from them, and basically what this is it basically looks at the incoming audio, and then you could actually compress it or maximize it to the volume that you intended it to be. So I'll give you an example here. Let me just close this. I'll show you without audio, without it enabled, sorry. What's happening, guys? How's everyone's doing? It's another lovely day in Aruba, sun is shining, and welcome to another day in my life on Aruba. So today I have a couple of things I need to get done. Cooper's inside the studio, he's trying to chill out a while, and I also have some. Notice where my levels are at the moment, and it's like bouncing all over the place. Notice that it was bouncing all over the place. Sometimes it's nice to have that organic feel to actually, you know, see that, hey, you know, I'm a human being, I'm actually speaking, I'm not a computer. However, sometimes, you know, certain speakers within like a MacBook or an iPad or your cell phone or even a TV is not that great in actually reproducing the audio from, you know, like a song, or in this case a video. So basically what I normally do is that I put the maximizer out there. I put one there, and actually what I say, hey, you know what, anything that comes above minus 2.5 dBs, you know, it changes, it varies every so often. But everything that comes up above minus 2.5 dBs, please, you know, like compress it. And however, I do not want you to go above minus 0.2 dBs. You don't want anything go popping or clipping or going into red that will actually cause audio problems for YouTube or Vimeo or whatever you're using. So it's always good to have like out ceiling of less than 0 dB. So here's another tip: always keep your outside ceiling below 0 dB. I like to keep it at 0.2, sometimes mostly 0.1, but I really wanted it to have it at 0.2 so I could have a shorter space for the maximizer to actually boost my audio. So that was without the plugin, and I'll show you with the plugin now. I was inside the studio, he's trying to chill out a while, and I also have some work to get done. I need some mixing that has been sitting around for a while. I also have a gig with Vince Irie for tonight and tomorrow night and Chaos. Y'all can check out my Facebook page. Notice how, you know, you do get that organic feel of the audio pumping, but at the same time, and events pay bands in town, you could actually see that the outbound, it was being boosted. So this is a very nice plugin that I just slapped that on there. I just pull these levers down, up and down, and I just listen to the audio via my big boys here. And I mean to say, this could be applied via headphones. I suggest you mix your audio with at least proper headphones so you could actually get the levels correctly. So that's one thing. However, there is another app, or should I say not app, but plugin that you can use that is natively from Adobe. So you can actually use this bad boy right here. Sorry. This bad boy is called a multiband compressor. So basically what this does, it actually looks at the whole frequency spectrum, and it would actually divide them for you in sections, in 4 bands actually. And this is actually good for like when you're shooting with a phone and you're having it like this, and you know the microphone is crap, and you get a lot of wind noise, and it goes like and it's distorting everywhere. This thing right here saves you time, patience, and frustration. Oh yeah, it saves you time and frustration with dealing with those I want to say problematic noises. So this is actually what I used to use before, and I'll show you how to use this real quick. On page, and you get all the info, where, time, etc, etc, etc. But before that, I need to get something in the stomach so I could have some energy to notice how the volume has been boosted tremendously. Now you could actually adjust it here, you know, you could bring down the gain, work later on. I am thinking about actually doing some baked chicken with some. Notice there's also an option for a limiter to make sure that you do not surpass that 0 dB that we spoke about earlier, so you don't get that issue. Again, here you can actually move these lines around, and you could say, hey, you know what, like I got this windy audio, and you could see that it's popping around here, for instance, and you could say, you know what, I'll just move this around here, and then I'll just bring this down, and it will just squish that problematic area. Notice that? Basically what that's called is called gain reduction. So you could have like a problematic audio, you could just push this on here, tweak this around, and again, you don't need to be in really detail with attack, margin, threshold. Just play with the levers and you would actually get good results. So that's another one. The other one that I like to use again on after I finish edit the video, sometimes some of the songs would be very, very loud. Let's see here. Here's the.
Once again, my name is Vince Irie. These are my friends, and on the drums, and Simon came all the way from Holland to play for you guys.
Notice how high this is. This was actually footage from a GoPro. Where is it? This little bad boy right here. This was actually footage from the GoPro, and you could notice that the microphone isn't all that good. I did not use the microphone that I have bought from Rode, which is currently on the camera. It's a Rode Micro, and it's a very nice passive microphone, and it works great right out of the box. So the other plugin that I would use for problematic stuff like this, besides, you know, noisy wind and all of that, I would use a limiter. Now basically what the limiter does is, again, you tell it, hey, I don't want any audio that goes above, let's say in this case 0.2 dB. I want you to squish it down, or actually hold it there to a certain ceiling. Again, my ceiling was set at minus 0.1 dB. Again, this is from Waves. This is one of them. I just like to put stuff out there, especially when I'm video editing, because it's been a long day. You've been shooting all day, holding that camera. You're tired. You just want to come in, boom, boom, a couple of small stuff, and done. This one is the L1 limiter the L1 limiter from Waves, and the Ultra Maximizer is also L1. You could actually buy them separately. Again, you don't need these, but seeing that I have them, I use them. Instead of using the L1 limiter from Waves, which I told you is like very simple, 2 bars, you just pull down and everything just works. What you can also use is that you could use the mastering plugin from the Adobe Premiere. So what you'll do is that you click down on that little arrow on the side, and you go to amplitude and compress. No, I'm sorry. You go to, where is it, man? Here, special, and then you go into, come on, special, and then mastering, and then it will put that module there for you. Once you double click on that module, this little window will come up. This little window will show up. And again, they have some presets here that you can actually, you know, go through with, and it's pretty straightforward. I'm not gonna lie to you. Pretty straightforward, and it works right out of the box perfectly. Again, I just clicked on Club Master because I didn't want, you know, like bright hype, which is, to me, is like they're cutting away too much of the low mids and it's too high. So, you know, again, you could adjust these by yourself. If you just click on them and you just boom, you could actually reset it if you wanted to. If you wanted to, sorry, still sleepy. So once this is on, you know, as you can see here already, I have some problematic issues with this particular song that I'm on inside of audio lane 2. Let me see if I could go down so you can see that. See that audio 2 there? I'll call this music just for the sake of it. Music. As you can see, I was clipping. See that? Now, if you see that, once that I have the mastering plugin enabled on the master audio, that is actually the combined audio of all audio tracks, you can actually see that I am not clipping.
Okay, we gotta do some original songs too. So once again, my name is Vince Irie.
And it's on top of this particular module, there's also a loudness maximizer, a widener if you wanted it to sound more rich and full within your stereo environment, reverb. You know, it's a very nice suite itself. However, you know, I don't use them anymore. That was my personal preference, but the stuff are there. Again, once you finish editing everything, you put it, the music, the way you want to within, you know, your editing workspace. All is set up, looking nice, everything, outro, intro, and all that nice stuff. Yeah, I go directly for audio because I don't really spend time on, you know, color grading and stuff like that within this workspace. But again, audio is very important, guys. Make sure you have everything organized. Again, tip 1, you know, make sure you group everything to where it's supposed to be. vocals on one track, music on another track, and also, and then the third one will be your effects. Make sure you have them separate. Then, because in the long run, on the end, you could see how easy this was to just sit and mix. Right, so I hope you guys found that video informative enough. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have questions, hit me up in the comment section down below. We could actually go through it together. And yeah, share it with your fellow vloggers or your favorite vlogger. And yeah, again, you know, you don't need expensive gear to actually sound properly, but I use certain gear because it's how I was spoiled in the sense, because I do a lot of audio mixing, you know, but there are very good tools within your video editing program. So spend some time, do some investigation work, do some research, I should say, and yeah, those simple little tasks, audio compression and then limiting, would actually fix a lot of stuff. Also keep your audio organized, it's very important. So yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. Peace.